Hi, welcome to Essential Oils 101. My name is Melissa Cunningham. I am a mom of two very crazy kiddos. I have been a high school teacher for over 10 years, and I'm a Young Living independent distributor. I'm also a member of the Floral and Pine team of oilers. There, we're focused on education and making sure you know how to use these amazing tools that the Lord has given us. So kick back, relax, and enjoy this Essential Oils 101 course. So a little about me. I first got my Young Living Premium Starter Kit and became a member in 2016. And within a week, I saw over 80 benefits to my family. We started using oils in place of chemical cleaning supplies in our home. We've actually replaced everything under our sink with one bottle of Thieves household cleaner. I use oils in place of supplements because an oil-infused vitamin has more benefits than a supplement without oils in it. We use oils in the diffuser around the house for emotions and stress, and especially at night right before the kids go down, we will diffuse some lavender or something like that just to kind of calm everyone down before bedtime. We use oils to get rid of smells. I use them in my personal care products like toothpaste, face wash, lotions. Essential oils are in just about every nook and cranny in our house. In this class, we're going to talk about a lot of things. I'll have the big topics that you need to know in order to use oils effectively, and the rest you'll just kind of learn as you go. You don't have to know everything to get started using oils. We'll talk a little bit about what oils are, some of their history, oil purity, and why it is so critical. How oils are made, how they hit the body, safety of oils, and then I'll tell you where to start if you want to get oils in your home. Now, I do want you to know that I am not out to sell you anything. I am out to educate as many people as I can about how easy it is to get started using oils every day and everywhere. So, let's learn about essential oils together from wherever you're watching and listening from. Okay, let's start at the very beginning. What are essential oils? They are actually the most powerful part of the plant. They're distilled from shrubs, flowers, trees, all kinds of plants. And they actually consist of over 100 different natural organic compounds. In humans, they provide support for just about every system in your body. Your skeletal system, your muscular, your circulatory, endocrine, your hormones, your respiratory, your immune system. They support healthy brain function and a healthy weight. And they're used extensively for emotions and for spiritual support. An oil in your diffuser can provide a calming effect when you've had a stressful day at work. They can be used as an alternative to toxic cleaning chemicals in your home. You can literally start swapping out every single chemical cleaning toxin in your home to live a pure lifestyle, and you can do it without breaking the bank. There are actually about 300 oils on the earth, but you only need 10 to 20 of them to build a good kit. In most cases, you can actually just rub it topically on the skin. There are actually three main ways to get oils into your system. It's diffusing, which is aromatic, topically, and then also ingesting or cooking with it or something like that. So topically first, you can actually put a drop right on your skin. So if you wanted to put a little Panaway on your shoulder, you could just put a drop in your hand and then just rub it straight on your skin. Or you can use what's called a carrier oil. Now, a carrier oil, it basically just slows down the absorption rate and it spreads the oil out to make it go further. Now, I use Young Living's B6 vegetable oil complex to dilute my oils, and I always dilute before using them on the kids because their bodies are just more permeable and they absorb the oils a little bit faster than my body does. Now, the second way you can actually diffuse it, so you'll need what's called an oil diffuser. It actually looks a lot like a humidifier, and this is actually what I have going back here, this black diffuser. It's called the Rainstone diffuser. The oils actually sit on top of the water, and the diffuser emits a cool mist through these ultrasonic vibrations, and the oil particles ride on those water molecules throughout the air. You can just straight up inhale an oil from the bottle if you want, or you can diffuse it, which seems to be a little bit more effective because it gets it into the air a little bit longer. Diffusing oils is the most effective way to get oils into your system because it doesn't have to pass through your digestive system, so it can get there a little bit more quickly. Now, the third way is ingesting. So some people do, some people don't. It's kind of up to every person. I like to put a drop of lemon in my water. I'll put a drop of peppermint under my tongue sometimes when I need digestive support. You can get veggie capsules as well. Young Living sells vegetable capsules that you can actually put oils inside of. Like Digize, I don't like the taste of it, so I'll put it in a vegetable capsule, and so I can ingest it in that way. You want to be very careful with ingesting oils, and you definitely want to do your research. Young Living has a lot of supplements that are oil infused, and that can be helpful to ingest those oils, so you don't have to kind of think about the amount that you should and shouldn't take. And it's always wise to only ingest pure grade A oils, which is something that we're going to talk about. Now, the oils reach your heart, liver, and thyroid in 3 seconds when they're inhaled. They're actually found in the bloodstream in 26 seconds when they're applied topically. And it takes about 3 to 6 hours in a normal, healthy body for oils to be expelled. So they stick around for just a little bit. So let's talk about the history of essential oils for just a minute. They were actually first mentioned by name in the book of Genesis in chapter 37 when Joseph was sold to the slave traders. They carried spicery, balm, and myrrh. Genesis ends with the burial of Joseph's father when he was anointed with myrrh. Oils actually were mentioned over 1,000 times directly or indirectly in scripture, which is so interesting. I've been reading names of oils my whole life, and until I actually started being interested in oils and learning more about them, I started noticing them being said over and over and over again. It's so interesting. Some of the oldest cultures on earth used essential oils. The Babylonians actually placed orders for cedarwood, myrrh, and cypress. The Egyptians used essential oils for beauty and embalming, and they have the oldest recorded deodorant recipe made with essential oils, so that's really interesting. Pakistan and Rome used oils as well, and they used them in the communal bathhouses, so that's interesting as well. Oils were even used by Christ. I think most of us are, when we think of essential oils and we hear about essential oils, we think about the gifts that were brought to Christ. He was brought gold, frankincense, and myrrh. So frankincense, we talk about all the time. It's actually referred to as the coconut of oil, of essential oils, because it has so many uses. It actually has over 10,000 uses. In Jesus's time, it was actually valued more than gold. So obviously it was really important to them during that time. Essential oils were used by medieval Europeans as well. They brought oils back during the Crusades. And it was really only until after World War I when essential oils were kind of, I guess you would say, rediscovered, and the science on their uses actually grows every single year. So I get this question all the time: do essential oils work? So let's talk about it for a minute. In the US, there is no rating system for essential oils. So that was really brand new to me. I just kind of thought that all oils were the same. If it was called an essential oil, it was an essential oil, but that's not actually the case. The closest thing as far as a rating that we get is an FDA requirement that in order to label a bottle of essential oil pure or even therapeutic grade, the contents of that bottle must contain 5%, at least 5% essential oil. I mean, the other 95% could be anything. It could be fillers or junk or anything like that. And that was so surprising to me. I just thought that an oil is called an oil no matter what. So let me try and break it down a little bit after I've done a little bit of research and kind of understand the differences between essential oils. All oils fall within 4 different categories: grade A, B, C, and D. So grade A is therapeutic, and it's made from organically grown plants, and it's distilled at low temperatures, which the low temperature part is the key part, so that's kind of news to me. Grade B oils are food grade, but may contain all kinds of other stuff like synthetics, pesticides, fertilizer, chemical extenders, carrier oils, all of that other junk in there, more than just the oil. Then there's grade C oils, which are perfume oils. So they often contain different kind of chemicals inside of them. They usually use solvents. So for example, hexane is a solvent, and they use this to gain a higher yield of oil per harvest. So solvents can actually be cancerous and are in many store-bought oils. And they also may be diluted 80 to 95% with alcohol, which is nuts. And then finally, grade D. Grade D is actually called floral water. It's an aromatic only, and it's usually a byproduct of grade A distillation. So what that means is that after an oil is pulled out, the leftover trash water is sold to companies which will fill 5% of the bottle with this leftover trash water. It's like scented water, and they will fill the rest with carrier oils, and they'll call it pure, which is really kind of scary. Grade A is the only true pure oil. Grade D would be like walking to your fridge, taking out some orange juice and filling it up with 95% water before you drink it. Obviously, you wouldn't have the full benefits of drinking a full glass of orange juice. So that's why you want grade A oils. Before you purchase an oil, check to see if your company grows their own plants, owns their own fields, controls the entire process from the time it gets planted in the ground to the time it gets sealed up in the bottle. Pesticides, pollution, previously farmed land, all of it can actually affect the quality of an oil. So Young Living's oils are grade A. So I don't know why you would go the extra step of using an oil to get away from a chemical and then use an oil laden with chemicals. It just is, doesn't make a whole lot of sense. So one of the things that stands out to me is Young Living's seed to steel process. It's a promise of integrity. That's what they call it. They don't call it they call it a promise. Gary Young is the founder of Young Living, and he said that he never makes an oil for a profit. He makes it for a purpose. Seed to seal means that each plant is hand weeded. There are no pesticides used. There's no chemicals, no weed killers. The plants are harvested at their peak. They're then put through a rigorous testing process. They go to the farm directly and then finally to your home. Seed to seal is not a slogan, it is a promise. You can learn more about that if you're interested in Young Living's Seed to Seal promise, and you can at a website. It's called seedtoseal.com, and you can fall in love with the company Young Living like we have. So my next natural question is, why do oil companies sell oils more cheaply? Well, if you spray your crop with pesticides, you actually have more crop to distill. So if you use a chemical solvent to extract the oil, you actually pull more oil out. And if you dilute it with a cheaper oil or carrier oil, you stretch the oils that you've distilled. So that's just something to be mindful of when you're looking at oils and we're shopping around. Most essential oils are sold more cheaply because companies cut corners. And that is one thing that I absolutely love about Young Living is they do not cut corners. When you get a bottle of essential oil from Young Living, it is a 100% guarantee that it is a 100% oil in that bottle and absolutely nothing else. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about how oils are made. It actually takes a lot of work to produce just a tiny amount of essential oil. There are 60,000 rose blossoms in an ounce of rose oil, which is kind of crazy to me to think about. And that's why it's one of Young Living's more expensive oils. Lavender is abundant, and 220 pounds will provide 7 pounds of oil. Jasmine flowers is another one of Young Living's most expensive oil. It must be picked by hand before the sun comes hot on the very first day that the blossom opens. So it takes actually 8 million hand-picked blossoms to produce 2.2 pounds of essential oil, of jasmine essential oil. So that one is a very tedious process. A sandalwood tree must be 30 years old and 30 feet high before it can be cut down for distillation. And if you do it a little bit too soon or a little bit too late, it can change the properties of that oil. But a little bit actually goes a long way with essential oils. Most oils are $10 to $30 a bottle. A 5 milliliter bottle contains about 90 drops, and a 15 milliliter contains about 250 drops. So each time you use a bottle, each time you use an oil, each application is 1 to 3 drops. So that means even the smallest bottle will give you anywhere between 45 and 90 applications. So they really stretch a long way. Young Living actually makes a cleaner that's made of plants, and it's called Thieves Household Cleaner. It costs about $1.50 a bottle to make, and you can even get it that cheap in the organic section at the grocery store. It replaces a multi-purpose cleaner, a glass cleaner, a floor cleaner. We use it everywhere in our house. It is such a versatile household cleaner. The organic versions of any of those types of products will actually run you anywhere between $4 and $6 a bottle. So that is super awesome that it's so cost effective. I do encourage you to look at an ingredient list of what you have in your bathroom and kitchen. It is really interesting and really eye-opening. I have an app, it's called Think Dirty, and I encourage you to download that as well and start scanning some of the products in your home. This app actually tells you the list of ingredients in that product and how harmful each of those ingredients are on a scale of 1 to 10. So I have a feeling that you'll be just as surprised as I was when you scan some of these products. We put all kinds of products on our skin and our body. We breathe them in every day. Many of them contain harmful chemicals. And when you use oils, you're using a product with one ingredient, like lemon. It's just lemon. When you distill a lemon essential oil, you take the rind of the lemon, the peel, which is where the healthy part is, and they do what's called cold pressing. So they take the peels, they put it in this big machine, they put a nice heavy weight on it, and they squish out the essential oil, and then they separate the oil from the juice, and that's your essential oil. So that's it. There's nothing else in it. There's no fillers. There's nothing fancy. So it's one ingredient, and I feel really good about using products like that. Okay, so are oils safe? Well, there are definitely some things to keep in mind when you're using oils. So let's talk about some of them. There are certain oils that are what's called photosensitive. This means that you don't want to wear them and go outside. And these are mostly like your citrus oils, like grapefruit or lemon or those kind of things. If you're using oils on your skin, I always say start low and go slow. And then you want to watch for redness and dilute it with a carrier oil to start with. Now, diluting oils is really important on children because it's more permeable and absorbs the oil more quickly. So a lot of people ask, what's a carrier oil? Well, carrier oils are a fatty oil, like your olive oils, your coconut oils, those kind of oils. And its molecules are much larger than those of essential oils. You can use a carrier oil anytime that you apply oil topically to your skin. What it does is it actually slows down the rate the body can absorb the essential oil because it has to go through all the large molecules that are in that carrier oil to get to your skin. Definitely be careful when you're using oils near your eyes. Some oils, like peppermint especially, can cause a little bit of a burning sensation. I have done that to myself before. It's not pretty. So be really careful near your eyes, and then you would use a carrier oil to actually flush your eye out, not water, if you did get it in your eye. Or you could just leave your eye shut for a little bit. A lot of times it'll get better. So another thing that's really interesting is that you can become desensitized to an oil if you use the same oil every day. So it's a good idea to rotate your oils every 3 to 4 days and kind of keep it a little bit different and keep a little variety. Okay, so the question is internal use of essential oils. Now this is a very controversial topic, so let's talk about it for just a minute. And then you're going to decide whatever you're going to decide. I feel comfortable ingesting certain essential oils, but if you're not comfortable, it's no big deal. So the NAHA is one of the top aromatherapy schools in the US, and they do not advocate essential oils for internal use. The reason behind this is most companies don't carry any what's called GRAS. Now, GRAS stands for generally regarded as safe. So that means it's an oil that's been cleared by the FDA for internal use. Now, the NAHA also bases a lot of their decisions on the British, which advocates topical use only. Young Living advocates for all 3 methods: topically, aromatically, and internally. The French have actually been safely using oils internally for decades. So what Young Living has done is they've created a line of products that are called Vitality oils, and they're the little white labels. They're very distinctive, so you can easily recognize which oils are safe to take internally. So this is Peppermint Vitality, and you can see it has a white label. It's the same oil as the peppermint oil that's in its normal blue label, but because it's in the Vitality label, you know that it's generally regarded as safe for ingestion. And of course, always do your research when you're ingesting and do what you're comfortable with. So is all of this a little bit overwhelming? Well, I promise it doesn't have to be. I had to start small myself, but I wanted to get enough oils to actually support each system in my body and my family's bodies. So for me, I started with Young Living's starter kit of oils. It is the only thing from Young Living that is half off, so it's definitely the best bang for your buck. It comes with 11 bottles of oil and a diffuser of your choice. So let's talk about those 11 bottles of oil, and I'm just going to share with you some of my favorite uses for each oil and just some ways that these oils can be used. Okay, so let's start off with frankincense, which we've talked about a lot. It is one of the top skin oils. It helps smooth the appearance of your skin. It's a key ingredient in Young Living's Brain Power, which is an essential oil blend. I like to diffuse this during prayer to help with grounding and purpose. This is the oil that we talked about that has over 10,000 uses. So definitely do some research on this little guy. Now, lavender oil is the very first oil I ever used, and it is the reason I fell in love with essential oils. I like to refer to this as the Swiss Army knife of oils because it is such a versatile essential oil. It's the oil of relaxation. I like to diffuse this one a lot at night, right before the kids are about to go down for bed. It's a great oil to support healthy skin, and it is great diffused with lemon and peppermint when your seasons are changing, and it helps support your family's respiratory system. Peppermint is one of the oldest and most highly regarded herbs for supporting normal digestion. I use this a lot on my temples when I need a little bit extra support there. You can also add it to your tea to help support your digestive system. This oil can be used for a whole lot of different things as well. It's very multifunctional. Okay, purification oil is the oil that we use to diffuse and freshen the air or to eliminate odors. So it can actually get rid of a lot of bad stinks. I will diffuse this after we've made bacon or fish to get some of that smell out of the air. I like to put a few drops on a cotton ball, and I put them in the toe of my husband's shoes. You can even spray these on your body to enjoy an annoyance-free outdoor experience. So it's really great with that. Okay, thieves. I cannot say enough about what we feel about this. This oil helps support a healthy respiratory system. It helps maintain overall wellness when you take it as a dietary supplement. You can add it to hot drinks. You can just put a couple 1 to 2 drops internally. You can take it internally in a vegetable capsule. Young Living actually has a whole line of Thieves products to help keep your family healthy. So toothpaste, hand soap, and then our favorite household cleaner is made with this essential oil. Stress away, I mean, who doesn't need a little bit of stress away in their life, is just for what it says. It promotes wellness, and it may be a very important part of your daily health regimen to help support your emotions. It's a natural solution created to combat normal stresses that creep into our everyday lives. It's one of my favorites, and I carry it with me a lot. And then I'll just kind of roll it on like a perfume when my kid's driving me batty, or I've had a tough day at work, or whatever. I mean, there's a lot of reasons I would need this oil. So it's seriously good stuff. So lemon essential oil. This is one of the most essential oils. Did you see what I did there? That's pretty clever. To have on hand, and it can be used for everything from supporting your digestive system to freshening your clothes. I like to put a drop in my water. It is a perfect replacement for lemon juice. You can add it to flavor like seafood when you're cooking, or vegetables, or whatever. I mean, it's really endless with lemon essential oil. It is a key ingredient in our Ningxia Red, which is it's a drink that is an antioxidant drink that you can drink every day. So it's a key ingredient in that, and it will definitely help support your immune system. Panaway is our next oil, and it's a great oil to apply topically to soothe muscles. And you can apply it on the back of your neck. You can apply it just straight on any muscle that you need. It's such a great oil and a bath salt after a day of work, or chasing the kiddos around, or whatever it is that you need. I like to also put it in a bath salt with another oil called Copaiba. I think that's how you pronounce it. I think a lot of people pronounce this one just a little bit differently, but it's a really powerful essential oil from South America, and Young Living is the only company that sells this powerful little essential oil. It is one of the main ingredients in Stress Away as well, so you can kind of imagine some of the emotional benefits that this oil could give you. I use it topically for so many things. This one is one that would be definitely worth spending some time doing a little research and Googling all the different uses that this oil can use. Digize is an interesting oil. Digize is our digestive support oil. It may not smell fantastic, but it is a very effective little oil. You can add a couple drops to water. I know some people will put them under their tongue. You can put it in a veggie capsule and take internally. This is a very effective oil for digestive support. And our last one is RC oil. So this helps support a healthy respiratory system. It has a blend of 3 types of eucalyptus, cypress, spruce, and some other oils as well. So this is a great oil to diffuse when you need a little bit of respiratory support, because you get that aromatic benefit of this oil. I make a chest rub and put it on my kiddos' chests when they need a little extra respiratory support. Seriously, every home needs this in their arsenal. This is a fabulous oil. Okay, so those are the 11 essential oils that come in your starter kit of oils. So how do you begin? Well, believe me when I say that essential oils do not have to be overwhelming. I always recommend starting small with a Young Living starter kit of oils. You get a diffuser and those 11 essential oils that we talked about. And you are definitely going to want that diffuser, I promise, when you're sleeping at night or when you need a little extra respiratory support, so you can get that full aromatic benefit of the essential oils. Now, I am a frugal mom, and it really is the most cost-effective way to get started with oils. The starter kit is the only thing that Young Living sells that's half off. And if you were to buy this whole kit individually, it would be almost $400, but it's only $160, which is a fabulous deal. Now, each bottle has 90 drops of oil in it. That's 90 applications, so it will go a really long way. Plus, we're going to teach you how to make things with it. So roller bottles and sprays and bath salts and anything we can to help make this kit last. I get it, oils are not cheap, but they are worth it, I promise. Now, by signing up with a starter kit, you get wholesale pricing. So what that means is that you get 24% off all your oils and other oil-infused products that you can purchase. You don't have to sell anything when you become a member. You don't have to host parties. You don't have to buy anything monthly or anything like that. It just gives you that wholesale pricing. So anytime you need something, you run out of something, or you want to try some new products, you can get that 24% off. You'll also get private access to our Facebook group, which is called Floral and Pine. It is huge as far as education goes. They do all kinds of stuff. They host video classes once a month. They have recipes and tips and all kinds of stuff. You can ask questions. I mean, it is a great community of oilers, and we are really there for each other in that group to help us use our essential oils that we just invested in. Okay, so how do you order? Well, you just go to floralandpine.com/Melissa Cunningham. About halfway down the page, you're going to click on the link under Steps to Purchase a Starter Kit. Be sure and sign up as a wholesale member. If you sign up as a retail member, it does not let you purchase a kit, and then you also don't get that wholesale pricing. So you'll just walk through a few steps. I think you pick out your diffuser, do a couple other things, and then you check out like normal. Now, if you need a little bit of help on how to sign up and purchase, on my Floral and Pine page, there are steps that you can follow, just easy peasy, and sign up. And then once you get your oils, we'll get you plugged into our continuing education opportunities over in Floral and Pine, and we'll really get you using those oils. I promise you are going to love it.